this video, we'll be taking a look at web fuzzing and everything about web fuzzing. So we'll be taking a look at two tools, Ffuf and Wasp ZAP. I'll look into how you can use web fuzzing for your pen test engagements or your bug bounty engagement. Let's get right into it. So web fuzzing is a black box software technique where you send automated data to a target and you are trying to find a response that matches what you are looking for. You are trying to find a malformed response, or you're trying to find a unique response. So using a systematic and automated approach like fuzzing can help you find bugs fast. So the first tool we'll be looking into is Ffuf, and this means Fuzz faster UFO. So this is a pretty fast web fuzzer tool. This is written in the Go language. You can install this on your Mac OS machine. You can install this on your Linux machine. If you have the Go compiler on your device, you can also install this. But if you're on a Linux machine, you can just use apt to install this. So sudo apt install Ffuf. We have this installed, and this can also update Ffuf for you. So the first example we'll be looking at is directory brute force. So directory brute force is a technique where you're trying to find a directory in a site, or you're trying to find all the directories in a site. So your website usually has a domain, then has /about us, /log, /contact. So you're trying to find all those directories. And what you use in fuzzing is you have a word list of common directories and you just test them automatically, and this returns the results for you. Word lists are very important in fuzzing, and you have word lists for different purposes. You have word lists for directories, word lists for usernames, word lists for passwords, and seclist is a very good place to get different word lists. So it's a compilation of different word lists. You have word lists for, let's check out fuzzing. You have different word lists for SQL injections, cross-site scripting, and unique things like 4 and 3 digit numbers. You have word lists for passwords, usernames, directory brute forcing, and a whole lot of other things. We'll take a look at Ffuf, and let's look at the basic content discovery. We have a site ffuf.me/cd/basic and want to find other directories after basic. So we'll copy this command and let's paste this in our Linux machine. So my word list is in my user directory. So user, and I have it in share, then word list, then the common.txt directory is in the dirb directory, and we have common.txt. So this contains, or you know what, let's first take a look at what is in the common directory. So let's cut this, and we have this whole word list here. So what Ffuf will do is go through everything in this list and put it where this capital Fuzz is. So it tries to find basic /.bash history. It goes through everything, basic /.bash rc.cache.config, and so on. So let's see how this works. So I'll copy this. Let's copy this. Then I'll go, let's clear our screen. And I'll paste this here, and let's run this. So it's going through 4,614 words in our list, and it's going to request for all those directories and add each word to this URL to find which ones exist. So the way it does this is when you request for something on the web, you have different response codes. You have 200 for OK, for example, and you have 404 for file not found. So if something is found, it gives the code 200. So that's what it uses to find these two directories here. And you can customize FFUF to suit your need by making it look at different status codes. So you can add in custom status codes here because there are some particular services that uses custom status codes, like APIs use their own status code for some type of requests and responses. And this can help you match what you are looking for. So let's take a look at these directories. I'll copy this. Let's copy this URL. And the first directory we found was class. Let's look at that again. Class/basic/class. The Ffus is not there. And you found this file. The other thing you found was development.log. Let's paste this here. And you found this file. So if we try to paste something random, you see that that thing does not exist. So not found. So you can go through the whole FFUF tutorial here. You can do content discovery with recursion. So as we found class, you can tell it to check. After you find class, check everything after class, class A, class B, and so on. So that's what recursion is. You can do content discovery with file extensions, and you can also do subdomain enumeration with FFUF. So this is a very powerful web fuzzer, and it has a very nice tutorial, a nice guide you can check out here. I'll leave a link to this in the description below. So we've been able to use FFUF for directory brute forcing, and you can use this to find peculiar or specific directories you're looking for on a target. So the next fuzzer I'll be looking at is Wasp ZAP. So ZAP is a web proxy and web app scanner, and this is used for lots of things in web application testing, and this comes with its own web fuzzer. So we have ZAP loaded, and we'll be using ZAP to send automated requests to a particular site. The site we'll be using for this is a test website, and this, let's launch our browser. And this is testfire.net. So this is a test website. This is not a real website. You can use this to try out your techniques, and you should not be using a real website to perform tests except you have authorized permission to do that. So let's try to log into this test bank. And I know the username is admin and I don't know the password. So let's say the password is 123456. I'll log in. So ZAP can capture all the things I'm doing on this website and save it in its history. So I'm just going to look for that request, and I'm going to send it to the ZAP fuzzer. So let's find this request. So I can see the request here, username admin, password admin, and I want to force this password. So I want to send automated request and try out multiple passwords. So what I'll do is right click, I highlight this and right click on this and Ffus. So highlighting this is just like putting a capital Ffus in FFUF. So we highlight this and we load a payload. So a payload is just word list you can use in your fuzzing. So I'll add a payload. Let's add file fuzzers. I'm going to look for a password word list. So let's find a simple one. Now use John. So John is a simple list of commonly used passwords. Let's add this. So let's click OK. So it's going to try out all the passwords on that list and see, and we'll take a look at the request and responses and see which is the likely password. So I'll start the fuzzer and we'll let this run. So ZAP is done with the fuzzing. It's tried every word on the John word list, and we can sort out the response to see which is the likely password. We'll be looking for something unique here. So let's sort this out by the code. So we have a lot of 302 codes here. So if we find something different, that might be the password. So everything is 302. So let's see the response time. So we have 200 milliseconds for most of this. We have 700 milliseconds for some. We are not seeing anything unique. We have some that are above 1 millisecond. Let's sort this by response header. We have one that is 260 bytes. we have 126 bytes and a lot of 145 bytes. So we have a unique one here, and we don't have a unique response body size. So the most unique thing we have here is the response header size, and the payload for that is the admin payload. So this is most likely the password. So we'll go deeper into this in our fuzzing passwords tutorial. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. But let's see if this works. I'll open the browser again and try admin, and we're able to log in into the bank account. Those are two examples of things you can do with fuzzing. You can perform directory brute force, and you can brute force a web application login. So there are many things you can do with fuzzing. If you want to learn more about fuzzing, you can check out the OWASP guide on fuzzing. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And I hope with this video you've been able to learn more about fuzzing. You've been able to know what you can use fuzzing for, and I hope you use this technique in your next pen test or your next security engagement. So that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new from this. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.